So seeing as I'm using this as my personal diary, I had to sit across from a mullet with a moustache. And I looked at it. I kept looking at it, and he was sitting with his girlfriend, this mullet. I was trying to be like open-minded about it. I'm like, look, he's just expressing himself. It's a trend, it's a style. Let him be. But I couldn't help but just look at it being like, but why? Like, I feel men's haircuts go, okay, short back and sides, maybe a little mohawk, like, style. That's kind of cute. But neat and tidy. You know, a little bit of, it could be curly, could be straight, whatever, but, like, short. That's up there at the top, right? Then it goes, like, I don't even mind a man bun. Mullets is way at the bottom. Way at the bottom. And a mullet with a moustache. Get out. Yeah, it goes short back and sides. Funky haircuts are cool. Like, a little mohawk here and there. That's alright. Like, normalish hair. It can be whatever, right? But short back and sides. Maybe a little bit of curls. That's fine. That's whatever. Bald. That's kind of in the middle. I don't mind it. It's not at the top. And then it goes like man bun, long hair. Don't really like long hair on a guy. For me personally, as in they can have it, but I'm not going to be attracted to them with long hair. I'm long hair. I don't want them to have longer hair than me. There's too much going on. And then at the very, very bottom, it goes mullet. Mullet with the curly bit at the back. It's like below. It's like way. It's not even on the list. Get out. You don't belong here. Go away. Facial hair then. Beards, that's a good one. That's at the top. Sorry, beards. Not too long a beard. That's at the top. Like a beard, a bit of like facial hair. That's up there. That's good. Little bit of a tash. That's okay. A little schmig or something. That's a bit down here. Longer beard. That's kind of in the middle to bottom. I'm not really a fan of that, but like, no, not real judgment. I'm just like, do your thing. I just don't like too much of a long. And then long beard with one of those twirly mustaches. That's way down at the bottom. All right, I have to tell you a story now, and then I'll go home and get on with the rest of my day, because I'm going to stop talking to myself, talking to my hand. Here I am at a wall facing a tree. There's a tree, and I'm just talking to myself. Sorry, we know now that coffee's kicked in because I'm fucking on one. My dating scenarios, I have to give the update. So the date that I went on after I got back from Bali, I'd been talking to this fella I met on Hinge, and there was like a real chat back and forth, texting, right? So I didn't actually meet him for 2 weeks after connecting with him on Hinge, but he was straight away sending me like video. He was like jiu-jitsu black belt. Well, he was jiu-jitsu black belt, and he was sending me all these videos of him doing his jiu-jitsu and all these like pretty early on. And then there was a bit of I suppose trauma bonding early on. He was telling me all about his life, and I was like, okay, maybe this is just I'm just interested in getting to know someone. Anyway, got back from Bali, had to cancel the first day because I was sick when I got back from Bali. Hit my head on the plane, we all know that story. And then I met up with him the weekend after, but I had a video call with him before meeting him. Like, we talked for like 3 hours on the phone, and it was interesting getting to know him. But then I already got the vibe that he was ADHD, which no judgment, because I'm obviously some part of that myself. But there was a lot of like chat, and it was interesting getting to know him, but there was a lot more of him talking. Like, I wouldn't have been on the phone for 3 hours, but we were on the phone for 3 hours because he was talking, and there was just lots to talk about. Anyway, met him, and bless him, he was very sweet. Like, he picked me up, like on the Saturday, we planned like a picnic down at the beach. So he picked me up like midday, and we went down the beach, and like, he was very like gentlemanly, gave me a big hug when he met me, and like, I was like, yeah, he's cute, but he did have a little bit of a mullet, and he had one of those twirly moustaches with a little beard. I was like, okay, he's got some personality. Like, there's not real judgment. I'm just like, that's not my first thing that I'm like, ooh, he's cute. But then we went down to the beach, and he had brought a picnic. God bless you if you're listening to this, because I'm just rambling on. So anyway, don't worry. He brought us down. He brought down to the beach with a picnic. So bless him, the picnic that he had bought, it seemed like he'd just gone into the shop and went like, that. He'd bought maybe like 5 different types of chocolate, 7 different types of cheese, and some crackers, and 2 bottles of Coke. Vanilla Coke or something. It's like a little child had gone into the shop and like, I'll just get all those things. It was sweet though, because it did kind of remind me of my dad, who, not that he would buy that stuff, but he'd be excited being like, oh yeah, we'll get all this. It was almost like a child going in being like, what would I get for a picnic? Chocolate and cheese, which funnily enough I can't actually eat a whole lot of, because that's not good for my stomach. If you know me, you know I can't really stomach chocolate and cheese too much. But so that's what he bought, and when we were down the beach at the picnic, we were kind of chatting and stuff, and we were getting on, and he was kind of cute. And but I realised as we'd hung out together that I was an audience member to his podcast, as you are now to mine. But he was telling me everything about his life, telling me so much. Like, I just knew so much about him in such a short space of time, which I actually don't think is normal on a first date. I mean, you're getting to know each other, but it wasn't back and forth. It was very much him telling me all about his life, telling me everything about his life. And it was like endearing and sweet, and I think he meant well, and I think he really wanted to connect with someone. But I realized after the date that I just got to know him so much. I knew so much about him so quickly that I think it was a bit of love bombing, like when people do that you know so much about them all, you're just trauma bonding, and they're just giving you all this attention early on. And then after the date, I was like, yeah, he was cute, yeah, he was sweet, but then he gave me the ick. Well, he gave me the ick when he'd been messaging, and he'd said, well, we're going to meet up the next weekend. But he told me in a voice note, okay, it's your turn to impress me now. I was like, what? Why do I have to impress you? Why is this like, it's not like a performance. Like, maybe that's what he was doing at the date. Maybe he was giving me a whole performance for how many hours we were hanging out together, and he was exhausted, so now it was my turn to do a performance. But I just didn't feel like I was like wanting to, why do I need to impress you? What am I like it was potentially that he was going to come around and I was going to make him dinner at mine, but I just felt like it was a lot of work, like a lot of effort. I also felt like I'd be having to listen to him again for another few hours as I made him food. And then I was like, I'm kind of just your audience member here and your server, and I just don't really want to do that, you know. So anyway, that was the first date that I went on. So the weekend after that, I took a break. Then I met the Kiwi guy, and the first day with that, I was like, oh, he's nice. Yeah, there's like back and forth conversation. I thought, okay, this is what a date should feel like, that it's like you're interested to get to know someone, they're interested to get to know you, and you feel like it's equal. Like, you're learning about them, they're learning about you. It doesn't feel just like, I'm learning all about you and I have all this information and what am I going to do? Write a book about you. And then we had a first date, and then we went on a second date. So I felt like the second date, like we were chatting a bit more the week after the first date, and I was like, okay, I'm interested, I'm getting to know him. And then on the second date, his personality was a little bit different. Maybe he was a bit shy, and I was like, oh no, don't be shy, that's awkward. So I was like, okay, I can talk to the wall, so we'll have fun anyway. But at the end of that second date, I realized that he was a racist. Yeah, a racist. Maybe he was like, it was coming out in so many little things, like little things that he was saying. Like, he was like, oh, that guy was Turkish. He was really Turkish. I was like, why does it matter if he's Turkish? What's that got to do with anything? And then he was just like talking about people like brown people and white people, and talking about how we have a white card. Like, if a police officer stopped us on the road in a car because we're white, we'd be able to keep going. I don't know, it was just like weird comments that he was coming out with, and then talking about immigration and all this kind of mad stuff. And I'm like, you're watching a lot of videos on the internet. Like, I just felt very like, and I kind of was like questioning him a bit, and just being like, I don't know, like, is that what you believe? Like, what would you consider yourself to be? And then he just said too many things that I just was like, I don't like this, and I don't want to be around you because I don't like this way of thinking. It's not nice. So anyway, they're the dates that I've been on since coming here, and I will do more research, but I just deleted Hinge because I was like, it's just lunatics on here. I just don't. It's narcissists, racists. And look, no one's perfect. I'm not fucking perfect either. But I feel like I'm learning through meeting people, whether it's dating or working with them or living with them. I'm learning more about myself, what I want to be around and what I don't want to be around, and it's all good. There's nothing bad about it. I'm just learning. But yeah, no more Hinge for me for a while. Who knows, maybe I'll go back on it. I just don't like looking through photos and just being like, meh, meh. I actually want to meet someone in the wild. In the wild. Well, I'm not going to meet them if I hold this fucking phone up to my face all the time, but maybe I'll meet them in a situation. And then you get to, and then getting to go on the date is like such an ordeal. I just want to get on the date so you can get to know someone, but it's just hard meeting people out here in the world. So we'll see what happens. Drug for ADHD, I'm not sure. Combination of ADHD and caffeine. I have done so much stuff over the last couple of hours. Once the coffee kicked in, I painted 5 paintings. I cleaned the whole upstairs of the house. I did all my washing, washed my sheets, washed my trainers, and what else did I do? Oh yeah, I was writing for ages, and I was creating a yoga class. And now I have just on my way to the gym, been walking, listening to music. I saw a beautiful parrot in a tree, and I passed a community centre, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I could teach a class in there. So it's like near enough to where I live. So I just went in and started chatting to the lady, and I was like, I could teach yoga classes, and she's like, we can't pay anything like that. But I was like, that's fine. I'd like to just be part of the community and help out. So I just signed a little form and to offer my services and be part of a little community. William, I put you as my next of kin. I don't know how much help you'd be in an emergency. I know you would, I think. And Mum, I put you as my reference. So you get a different last name than me. I put you as my colleague or boss. You're the boss of me. No. I'm the boss of you. So that's nice. I have I've even said what times I can do, and like starting in the new year I can teach yoga to whoever comes on a Friday afternoon. I could even do little drama classes with kids there. This is all well and good, but I actually need to make some money. But I feel like put your foot in the door, make some connections. You never know where it could lead you, networking a little bit, maybe get some clients that way. Jesus, I'm on a fucking creative buzz today. This is what, if you have time, if you're not at work wasting your energy all day, there's so many things you can do. There's so many things that are just like impossible. Now I just need to make some money. I'm the best big sister. William, I'll see you in less than 60 seconds. Look how it squishes up the cheek. Well, it's Friday, and the day started off not great.